So by the time this video comes out, Marvel Rivals Season 1 will now be out, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited actually. Now in my opinion, this game still needs a lot more time. It's only been out for a month to see if it truly is like as big as it is right now. We definitely need to give it more time. But as of now, I would say that Overwatch is pretty doomed because of Marvel Rivals. So before I get into why I think Marvel Rivals is indeed the Overwatch killer, I would like to say that I was an Overwatch player too. You know, I played when the game first came out. In fact, here's a little side story, and if you guys don't want to listen to this, I'll put a link to the, or not a link, but I'll just like tell you what time to skip to. It should be right down here. But yeah, if you guys don't want to hear the story and get straight to the analysis, just move on to that section of the video. So before I get into this little side story, I would like to say, yeah, I was a very avid Overwatch player. I've played the game since it released in 2016, and I would say, yeah, I have enough experience to know whether or not this game, Marvel Rivals, truly was a killer for it. So yeah, I remember when Overwatch first came out, I was sitting around the lunch table with a bunch of my friends in high school, and my friends were trying to get me to actually play the game. It was like 1 or 2 people because the rest were grinding League like I was. Typical Asian high schooler, yeah, I know. But yeah, I wasn't really invested into the game at first because I wasn't too much into FPSs at the time. But he showed me a lot of the cinematics, one of my friends did, and what got me hooked onto the game, what finally sold me into actually getting the game, was Dragons. Now, Dragons, you gotta say, I think is one of the best cinematics ever made for a video game, besides like, you know, solo single player adventure games. I think like that has gotta be one of the best cinematics out there for a video game, you know? In fact, I think it'd be the best one, to be honest. But yeah, after seeing that, I begged my parents to buy the game for me because I'm in high school, I didn't have a part-time job yet, so... But yeah, so they got the game for me. My dad, being the goat he is, he bought me I think the Legendary Edition or the Origins Edition, I kind of forgot. But yeah, he bought me like some sort of special edition for the game, and it came with just more skins and some other stuff for other Blizzard games, but that's not important. But yeah, I would say I was a very avid Overwatch player. I played starting Season 1. I didn't play competitive or anything, but I just really thought the game was fun. Was it unbalanced? Hell yeah. I mean, the game just fucking came out, but I loved it. I think an unbalanced mess of a game is much more fun than like an actual balanced game because it, like, so many random things can happen. Like, so many. And that was what made Overwatch 1 fun for me. The fact that there was no role queue, there was no limits on characters, and there was just a lot of creative plays that you could make. Well, I mean, until the goats came around, then, you know, that... But yeah, when Overwatch came out, I mean, first of all, it was the first of its kind ever, and I think it's the only one of its kind ever, to win a Game of the Year award. So the fact that it won Game of the year it came out, it says a lot about the game. It was really, really good. But as we all know, the downfall of Overwatch is quite possibly one of the most tragic ones in all of history. There were a lot of poor decisions made, gameplay-wise, business-wise, and also, well, ethically-wise. And yeah, I would say Overwatch had a lot of potential to become one of the greatest esport games out there ever too. I mean, the Overwatch League was huge when it came out. Hell, even NBA team owners were getting pretty invested into it, and many people were suggesting that it could even be on the level of NBA. But I would like to say as a disclaimer that it's gonna take a long time before esports even matches the level of regular sports. Like, I know Worlds 2024 broke the all-time viewership record on Twitch for like peak viewers, I think, but that's like bare minimum when it comes to actual live sports events, so we'll just see. But anyway, Overwatch had the potential to rival that of League's viewership records, and that's saying a lot. Like, League itself is the biggest esport of all time, I'm pretty sure, and the fact that it could even rival in the first place, like, I mean So yeah, you know, I kept up with the game for a very long time, but I kind of stopped playing eventually at certain points because, I mean, I didn't have enough friends that were invested enough in the game. Again, they were all League grinders. It wasn't until college that I found a lot more friends who were invested into the game as much as I was, and we were playing often, pretty often, like almost every day. And then Overwatch 2 came out, and at that point, we weren't really playing because the game was fun. We were playing more because our friends were there. And then after some time, we just transferred to Valorant. because honestly, I just didn't find Overwatch fun. So yeah, after spending a long time away from Overwatch while just playing Valorant or like Tekken or Smash, Marvel Rivals came out. And so I heard a lot of different things from different people, especially people who are the beta testers, who said that yeah, this game definitely has the potential to be the Overwatch killer. And honestly, at first I will admit I highly doubted it. Also because I don't really like NetEase games a lot, but yeah, so after seeing a bunch of the gameplay, I kind of did get interested in a third-person Overwatch. Like, how fun could that be, right? So on the day it came out, I downloaded it and then I streamed it to my friends to see how much fun this game could actually be. And I gotta say, this game really reignited that spark that I had for Overwatch when it first came out. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I've been grinding a lot in competitive. My peak is diamond right now, so I'm like not too good, but I'd say I'm pretty good at the game. But yeah, I had a blast, learning all these new characters and everything. It was just such a fun time. Now obviously there isn't no limits, but the fact that there is no role queue and the fact that NetEase isn't even planning to put in a role queue at all is definitely something that entices me more about this game. Now I get it though, role queue does have some of its bad parts, but that's not really from the design itself of the game. I think it comes really from the people who bitch too much about it, and most of the time those people who do bitch about it, it's actually really 50-50, I would say. Half the people have valid points, and then the other half are people who just don't know how to play the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, but side story over and everything, I think this is why Marvel Rivals beats Overwatch now, and Overwatch is just a dead game. So what I think Marvel Rivals does really well compared to Overwatch these days is innovation and patching. Like, Season 1 isn't even out as of right now when I'm recording, but when it's out, we're getting 4 new characters. 4 new characters, supposedly 3 maps, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be other game modes coming out, and it's also rumored that there's going to be more characters coming out for Season 1, or maybe in future seasons at least. But still, 4 new characters that have been confirmed, which are the Fantastic fucking Four. I love those guys, by the way. And they're just dropping for the first official season of Marvel Rivals. Meanwhile, Overwatch is struggling to release like 2 characters a year, and they try to really make them interesting, but honestly, I just can't find them interesting enough. I think the last interesting character that they made was Venture. Like, that was it. And like when it comes to patch notes, people were complaining a lot about Hela doing a lot of damage and Hawkeye, well, being Hawkeye. And developers listened. Like, we're getting Hawkeye and Hela nerfs, and some characters, even though I don't think they really needed the buffs, they're getting more buffs too, like Cloak and Dagger. Like, Cloak and Dagger are my main supports, and I'm really glad that they are getting these buffs, but also I think that's making them a little too overpowered, but whatever. Like, the more overpowered a character is, sometimes I think it's gonna be more fun, because I think, again, unbalanced messes are like the most fun in a video game. Adding on to more content related stuff, I think that, like, I've taken a look at the battle passes and everything and the MVP animations that they made. Honestly, they're some of the best MVP animations and skins that I've ever seen for a video game, especially compared to how Overwatch is today. Like, for Overwatch, really now it's just all, let's make another Kiriko skin for the Gooners. Like, it's all that kind of stuff, But then with this one, I mean, yeah, we do get some Gooner skins, but have you seen the new Wolverine skin? Have you seen the new Loki skin? Like, that shit looks badass as fuck. And then the MVP animations that they made for them, like, oh, chef's kiss, actually. Content-wise, Rivals is actually dominating over Overwatch right now. And I'm really sad to see how far Overwatch has fallen because of the lack of content that they had. I mean, fucking hell, bro, Rivals is fucking rubbing it in Blizzard's face because apparently it's rumored that they're gonna get a PvE mode as well. And the fucking Overwatch 2's like main purpose was to add PvE. Like, bro, what the fuck is happening? And my next point is also, you can see how good Rivals is just by the amount of Overwatch players that have migrated over to Rivals. Like, very famous streamers like Flats and Necros, like, these guys, Overwatch was like kind of like their lives. And now that they're playing Rivals, I've noticed that I can see them like being a lot more happy and like they're like, man, that's fucking stupid, that's fucking silly, man. More often than when they're playing Overwatch. With Overwatch, they seemed a lot more like deadpan and like a little more gloomy. But then when they're playing Marvel Rivals, it seems like that little light that they had for content creation came back again. Like hell, even me, again, like I said, I've played Overwatch for a really long time, and again, I really love the game, but I don't know, like I just found it very lackluster these days. Like I just found it a struggle to open it on my own, and I'll only play it if other friends are playing as well. Like if you look at the Rivals player count on Steam compared to Overwatch's player count, and yes, I know a lot of Overwatch players are playing on battle.net, but still, Overwatch reached its lowest number of players on Steam in history when Rivals came out. And that's just a skill issue, man, Blizzard. You gotta do better. And sure, yeah, there are characters with a lot of similar abilities with like Overwatch characters, like how Star-Lord is basically Tracer with Soldier ult, or like, you know, how Hawkeye is basically Hanzo. But still, I mean, also it's kind of hard to make new movesets, I guess, like relatively new movesets. So, you know, a tiny amount of that is like, it's not bad, I would say. Now, I will be a little more fair to Overwatch in terms of content. It is a little harder to make content for Overwatch in the sense of making new characters. Because if you really think about it, Marvel already has a large cast of characters. There's hundreds of heroes that people both know and don't know. Like, I've never even heard of Angela, and apparently she's getting added to the game. But yeah, like Marvel already has a very large cast of characters. The only thing that they really need to do is work on movesets and maybe a bit of the lore for the Marvel Rivals story. But like that's it, like they don't need to create an entirely new character. Overwatch's job is slightly harder because they have to design a new character, write the whole story of the lore, you know, and all that, and then try to make completely new abilities and movesets that are different from the past Overwatch characters. And I mean, well, I guess Rivals has to do the same thing with the movesets too, but still, like, I think Overwatch has a slightly harder job, which is probably why they could have a harder time with making new characters. I mean, fuck, I don't know. Poor business decisions and poor creative team, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's like my quote-unquote fair point to Blizzard, at least. But yeah, I would say that Marvel Rivals brought back the joy that I felt from playing, you know, Overwatch when I first started it in 2016. And as much as I miss, you know, Overwatch 1, I know it's never gonna come back because also Blizzard business execs they don't really care about the player base, let's be honest, they really don't. So yeah, that's why I really think Marvel Rivals is like so much of a better game. There's just better content, it's kind of an unbalanced mess, but still somewhat balanced, and it just makes it really fun. There's no role queue limits and everything like that. Hell, you can win with like a 6 support comp. Go ahead, you know, just do what you want. I won a game with a 6 DPS comp. It was really fun. I guess the one main similarity between the two games is like the players, I guess. Like, I swear to God, I'm meeting like so many insta-lock DPS that go like 6 and 15, and then they complain to like the healers or the fucking tanks. I mean, like, it's like 1% chance that they are right, like they're doing well, and it's just, you know, the rest of the team that's not doing good, but that's a really low chance. I've only seen like one game where that was actually the case. So like insta-lock DPS, like, please get the fuck off of DPS. Like, you are not good at Hela, you are not good at Hawkeye. If you are good at Hawkeye, I apologize, but like, you guys are very, very rare. I'm sorry, I just needed to rant about that. Like, I've been trying to climb back into Diamond. I demoted recently, and it's all because of the fucking DPS. Yeah, I will admit, I played pretty bad in some of those games, but I want to say most of the time, it's not my fault. Like, it really isn't. I feel like it really is not my fault. People just don't know how to play this game sometimes. But yeah, side rant over. I'm pretty sure I got all the points out that I wanted to, and I would just say, yeah, Marvel Rivals has officially killed Overwatch, for me at least. I don't know about other people, but if you guys have any different opinions, put them in the comments below. Now, for the small handful of people watching this video, I'm pretty sure you guys thought like this was a very hasty or choppy video compared to like my other ones, and it's because I don't have a script for this one. I feel like I would get the point across a lot better maybe if I just spoke out my raw thoughts rather than like putting them down in a script. So this is my first time doing a video like not on a script. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have anything you want to say about the Marvel Rivals versus Overwatch thing, put them down in the comments below. Like, I would just really want to hear what you guys' thoughts are on, whether or not Overwatch really did get killed by Marvel Rivals. But until then, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy Season 1. I hope you guys will enjoy Season 1 as well if you do play Marvel Rivals. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week. Peace.